Today we discuss 7 signals in the charts that are very bullish in my opinion. But if you look well, we had that in 2022 as well. Because after the Luna crash, we saw a little uptick, the blue changed in green, and then FTX took us all down again. At the moment we see the stock market is already going up since a couple of months. So despite all the inflation out there, despite the rising interest rates, and despite a recession that might be around the corner, the stock market has decided that it's time to go up again, and Bitcoin has some catching up to do. Today we discuss 7 signals in the charts that are very bullish in my opinion. First signal is the halving, because it's coming. Whether you like it or not, let's go to the chart. On the x-axis we see the date as usual. Y-axis the price. Note it is in logarithmic scale. Investors like the log scale because it's basically return. It goes from 1 to 10. It's the same space as from 10 to 100 because it's in both cases a 10x and a 10x and another 10x. It's about those 10x's, the returns. So logarithmic scale. The color axis is the months until the halving. In red is far away from the halving, 40, 50 months. In blue, very close to the halving. This color adds a third dimension to the chart because it's an overlay over the price of Bitcoin, and that third dimension makes it a 3D chart basically. And I like those charts because it has a lot of information. Now today we're in green, and green is about 15 months before the halving, bear market territory historically. The good news, after green comes blue and then red, the halving in between. I think this is the last month or maybe one more. After that comes blue and red, which is very bullish. Second signal is the relative strength index, the RSI. But normally 30 means oversold, a bear market, and 70 means overbought, a bull market. And you see in Bitcoin these bull and bear markets, bull, bear market, and the last bull and bear market very well in this RSI indicator. Now, 2 things to notice. One is late 2021, when I ignored this orange and yellow color, which is still months until the next halving in this chart, like the chart before. Here's where I ignored that color, and you can see why. Because the RSI was rising again until October 21. And that was a signal for me that it might be a double top bull market, like 2013. Of course, we saw in November that went horribly wrong, and in December it was clear that the bull market was over and the bear market was about to start. The second thing, more important for now, is that the RSI is rising again and rapidly out of bear territory, 5 index points up, and that usually means the bear market is over and a new phase starts. The bull market could be around the corner. That was the second signal. Third signal is percentage of Bitcoin that's in profit. And the color is the Bitcoin percentage in profit. Now, it can be as low as 50% in profit in the bear markets, and as high as 100% in, of course, the bull markets and the all-time highs when everybody is in profit. All the Bitcoins out there are bought at a lower price, so everything is in profit. For now, what's interesting is that this percentage jumped from 50 to 70%, from blue to green. And from blue to green is a signal that the bear market is over and the bull market is about to start. Blue to green, blue to green, blue to green. Now notice this fake out in 2015. Blue went to green, back to blue, and then green, and then the bull market started. But if you look well, we had that in 2022 as well, because after the Luna crash, we saw a little uptick. The blue changed in green, and then FTX took us all down again, like this Mike Hearn XT fork in 2015. So in my opinion, we've had this fake out already. It's behind us, and we now see a clear signal from blue to green, signaling more Bitcoins in profit and the next bull market around the corner. Fourth signal, also real on chain. It's about realized price, just 4 lines, and the 4 lines are Bitcoin in red, and then the black and the blue lines are realized prices measured over the entire Bitcoin amount out there, which is about 19 million Bitcoin, 2 years and 5 months, and it's about the average cost base of those Bitcoins. So the black line, the realized price, is the average cost base of all the Bitcoins out there, 19 million, when they were last transacted, and take the average of all those prices. You can do that over shorter periods, 2 years or 5 months. Those are the blue lines. The important thing to notice is that in bull markets, the red dots, the Bitcoin price, is above all the realized prices. 2017, 13, 11, 21. In bear markets, it's below. Bitcoin is below all the realized prices. In 11, 2015, 18, 19, and 22. In January, and already now in February as well, above the short-term hodler, the 5 months realized price, and the black line, the realized price, and it's en route to the 2-year realized price, which is a pattern that is historically always a signal of the start of the bull market. When Bitcoin crosses the light blue line and the black line here and here and here, the bull market starts. Very important signal. By the way, this 2-year realized price is 32,000. Next signal, the fifth one, realized return. It's the other side of the coin. It's not the value of all the Bitcoins out there, the cost price. It's the return on the Bitcoins that were sold last month. Blue is selling at a loss, usually associated, of course, with bear markets. Red is selling at a big profit, usually associated with bull markets. What we see is that the blue selling at a loss turned to green. Even this month, so January and February, green, which means that the sellers are taking profit. Very strong signal. What we're looking for is yellow. Yellow is about a 30% profit. And that creates FOMO. That creates the craze that is associated with the red bull markets. So yellow is next, something to look out for. Sixth signal. It's an other on-chain signal, but it's a proprietary one. So I can't exactly say what it is, but it's based on, not on price. There's no price in there. That makes it very strong. It's based on the flow of a certain kind of transactions. And the important thing is the signal is climbing fast. It's a correlation with the price. So when the on-chain signal is high, it's associated with bull markets in 17, 13, 11. And the low is the bear markets and the recent bear market. So the other nice thing is there is momentum in this indicator. Once it gets going, and there's it's trending. So once it goes up, it keeps going up until it goes down. It keeps going down. So right now it's clearly leaving the bear phase behind, and for me that's very, very strong indicator as well. So right now I don't hesitate. And this is a very strong indication, the sixth one for me, that the bull market is around the corner. The last one is the S&P 500 and the correlation with Bitcoin. So the stock market is a very nice and good measurable proxy for all macro. At the moment, we see the stock market is already going up since a couple of months. So despite all the inflation out there, despite the rising interest rates, and despite a recession that might be around the corner, the stock market has decided that it's time to go up again. And Bitcoin has some catching up to do, because if you look well at these two lines, they are what we would call co-integrated, although I haven't formally tested for that, but the two lines stick together. So Bitcoin can be below the S&P gray line, can be above in the bull market, below in the bear market, and again above in the bull market. So right now Bitcoin is below the S&P scaled S&P line, and it has some catching up to do. For me, that is a great signal of a bull market around the corner. So what's next? Short-term targets, 200-week moving average, 25K should be the next target, and then the 2-year realized price that we talked about of 32K. But in general, in my opinion, smooth sailing from here towards the 2024 halving and the subsequent 2025 bull market.